So today, this is going to be the Business of Photography, Episode 2, Usage Rights. And I just wanted to bring this up really quick because I had some stuff show up in this magazine. And a lot of people are asking me why I'm not pissed off about it. And it's really not that big of a deal. But basically, I could open this up to this section. And so if I show you this right here, this is my client, and they're doing an expose on him. This is my photography, and this is my photography, and this is my photography. And the problem is, they gave photo credit to someone else in the actual magazine, so Brandon Sullivan. Which doesn't bother me because I'm sure he did the rest of what was in here and he shot it for Phoenix Home and Garden, but Phoenix Home and Garden didn't bother to check the RAW files or the JPEG because my copyright info is in there. So technically it should have my name in it, but it doesn't. So am I upset about this? Absolutely not. A couple of weeks ago, it was like 6 weeks ago or 2 months ago, I was telling you about this woman who is a photographer who is suing Procter & Gamble, I believe it was, for $75 million, and it was for usage rights of her photos because they used them out of the market that they were set for. They used her photography that they actually had on file that they originally paid for, but they used it out of their rights area, if that makes sense. So they were only allowed to use it in the US in like certain various ways. And then they ended up using it in like Japan or Europe or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but you can find the article on DP Review. I actually found it kind of fascinating. So that brings me to this. Should I be mad about the actual usage rights of my photography in this magazine? And the thing is, absolutely not. I don't get upset over stuff like this because all that does is put yourself in a hostile environment over nothing that you can change. The magazine's already printed, it's already out there, it just isn't a big deal. I'm not going to go to my client and whine about it either because I've had this client for 10 years. So he's a good paying client and he's a friend. I'm perfectly fine with it. It's just kind of a bummer that they didn't use it. But the thing is, my name's in a bunch of other magazines where they are using it. So I can't really get upset about this. So to understand the way that I do usage rights, when it comes to commercial photography, I allow full usage rights over my photography. When we work for small companies or just companies in general, we're contract employees there to provide a service. Once the service is over, I move on to the next job. And that's the thing that's really kind of crazy. Now, here in the studio, we do a lot of product photography, but the other thing we do is we shoot for artists. So what happens when we actually shoot a painting for an artist and we set up limited usage rights on our photography? Then there becomes this total bullshit roadblock two ways of us and the artist. Now, we're artist support here at Method Art, is basically what we are. We go in and we help artists create portfolios, build up their artwork, use their artwork to the best of their needs, and we do this by shooting their paintings at ultra high resolution uncolor calibrated system, and we do it for a very low price, but the reason why we do it is because we do it for the love of art. So straight across the board, anytime I am working for a client, I give them full usage rights to whatever they want to do with their photography for as long as they want. I really don't care. But the thing is, a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of you guys right now that are viewing this are going, I can't believe you're doing that. But the thing is, because we do that, we have a client list 200 names deep of major businesses that we keep shooting for all the time. And it's because we give them full usage rights. We don't care what they do with their photography because in that concept, we're basically labor. But when it comes to commercial photography, like shooting this chair, it's a fucking chair. Who cares? You know, if they don't get it from you, they're going to get it from some guy with a cell phone. So realistically, if we give them the best image of this product, they're just going to come back for more. And you can't sit there and bitch about usage rights. And the same thing goes for wedding photography. I give the bride and groom full usage rights to everything that they ever want to do with their photography. They can go have it printed. They can manipulate it on Instagram. I really don't care. You know, you can't get bent up over this stuff, because when you do, it's just negative hostility going towards this. When it comes to my artwork, in situations where it's been borrowed, or it's shown up on websites that I didn't approve of, or somebody else tried to put their name on it, that's something that I take completely different from the commercial photography side of it. For commercial photography, we're working for the client, but when I'm the artist, I'm working for myself. So I go into pitbull mode whenever anybody tries to use one of my images out of context. And it's not like somebody shares your photo on some site without your approval on Facebook. Nobody cares about that. But it's when somebody tries to replicate or print your work or sell it on another site. That's when we go into attack mode. And the funny thing is, you know, a lot of people think because I'm so laid back that I don't get angry about that, but that's when I turn my lawyers on. But the moral of the story is, if you try to be controlling over rights management when you're doing photography as a business, all you're going to do is run into problems and create nothing but angst for yourself and make your whole little world miserable. But if you allow people to use the photos that they buy from you, that you did specifically for them as they see fit, then there's this relationship that you build with your clients where not only do you become friends, but they recommend you, you know, they help promote you. If you sit there and try to control the rights from every angle, all that does is frustrate clients, and you're only going to get work from corporations at that point. And even then, they'd be hard-pressed to use you again. So, you know, in this case, like Phoenix during the summer, it's dead. But we have this influx of people that keep making us work simply because we treat them with the utmost respect and we allow them to use their stuff everywhere. And because of that, we stay busy. So that's how you actually make money in photography.